Okie dokie. Alright, what is going on everyone? It is Foul Player here. We are back again playing some more Modern. So we're going to continue playing Bant here today. It's pretty much an unchanged main deck and sideboard from the league that from the deck that I ran in the league during the week. So I think I've actually uploaded one of those videos early, but you should have seen, I guess, up to four of the 5 videos by now. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and jump into a league here. Yeah, the deck's like pretty straightforward. We got Force Negation as a 4 of, because it's really powerful against a lot of the things that are just beating us at the moment. Looking at you, Khan the Great Creator, Chalice of the Void, Blood Moon, things like that. We got Staggering Insight here for a life gain and card draw, Curious Obsession for card draw, Arcane Flight for evasion. All these cards are blue. They pitch to Force of Negation. So yeah, like you're a little bit slower than the standard green-white version of the deck. But I think the format's slowed down a little bit more than what it was probably like a month ago, post bannings. I need to update the background here for everyone. Okay. There we go. Alright, here we are for match number 1 versus Mustigate. And he's won the die roll, so he's going to be on the play. Mustigate. Says here my opponent was last seen 27 days ago playing elves. I hope it's not the elves deck. Elves slaps us around the place. If it's not elves, this could be okay. We could definitely mulligan and see something aggressive, more aggressive, stronger, things like that. I think we probably mulligan. Alright, this looks a lot better. We're going to keep. I think I'm probably ditching the Rancor and keeping everything else, although Rancor gives us an aggressive attack. I think Arcane Flight's just safer. If he's still on elves, we're just going to want the Arcane Flight. Still on elves. Although maybe it's Heliod or something. Alright. What's Utopia Sprawl choosing? Red. Okay, so opponent's just on Ponza. Has he got the Blood Moon? Cool, we lose. Good game, guys. Unlucky. Unlucky, guys. Alright. Seems a little bit like the more common moon deck, like moon effect is the Blood Moon over the Magus of the Moon. Alright, we can bring in some Force of Vigors, Seal of Primordiums, probably take out like our Arcane Flights, and we do have to be like a little bit careful because these decks can have Khan the Great Creator as well in the Ponza deck. Alright, let's get into it. Amazing hands. How does he do it? Okay, well, we can keep this. It's not super amazing. Turn 2, we get a card draw off Curious Obsession. I think we bottom the Dryad Arbor here. Dryad Arbor is a green card that can be pitched to Force of Negation, but we got Seal of Primordium already, so... yeah, we'll just go like this. Gotta watch out for those turn 2 Blood Moons. They will get you. Of course, it's nice when you're given a way to play around it, like a basic land, a way to fetch a basic land, or a counterspell, right? Okay. Good old brick on land drops. Let's see how Curious Obsession fares. Okay, it's a good draw at least. If our opponent goes for anything too crazy, we've got the Force. I will definitely take it. Is my opponent double queuing or something? Like, I swear I haven't had like issues like this in the past where against this particular opponent where they just randomly freeze for a good 20 seconds in between actions and then like play efficiently and then freeze again. One of my lights did mess up. While we wait for him, I might just fix it up. Oh look, we have action. Incredible. What's his angle right now? Why is he doing literally nothing? Very confused at the moment. Let's look for an attack though. Alright, we get our card draw. I should have played that down. I wasn't thinking. I just skipped through my turn. Is he looking for like a hard cast Blood Moon here? Because that's not all that impressive. Sure. Alright, so opponent took that whole turn to do that. Very odd. Wonder no Force of Vigors or anything from our opponent? Okay, well, I think we just win. That was so bizarre. Okay. I think being on the draw, I might take out one Invisible Stalker, bring in one Arcane Flight, and we can get into it. Alright, so that was like load straight into the game and he's off checking his phone again or something. Must be like chatting to a really hot chick or something. Right, that's got to be the way. Respond in a timely manner. Ooh, well, I'm sure they'll be back soon. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was quick. Good old no creature hands. Let's go. So here, theoretically, we should be like much better placed against a Ponza deck because we've got an extra 3 fetches and we've also got an extra 4 lots of spells that are good against Blood Moon. Wow, this is just garbage. We keep. I'll bottom the Scout. I don't think we can really afford to go any lower than this. That'll do. What is he even doing? What the hell, man? I'm like very confused. What's the point of playing Ponza if you don't have a turn 1 play? The entire gimmick of the deck is you're supposed to cheat out a turn 3 way earlier than what you otherwise would be able to. It's like so freaking absurd. It's actually probably going to work here because our land was extremely awkward. Maybe we hit that 1 of Arcane Flight and can fly through the air and hurt our opponents. There's the Khan. What did I say, people? What did I say? Do you think he's tutoring the bridge? I think he might be tutoring the bridge. The Worm Coil Engine. Fair play. Well, drawing Force of Vigor would actually be like just kind of pretty nice maybe. But we just keep drawing stuff that we can't do or play. Sure. Fuck, man. These card draws are so garbage. Oh well, let's play a Dried Arbor and see what sort of response that provokes. Of course, flying is now less good. We pretty much need Force of Vigor to get anywhere. These beast tokens are going to get out of hand quickly. But Vigilance, Reach, Trample, and the rest of the upticks. How hard is it to cast Worm Coil Engine? Sure. Casual triple Blood Moon. Right. Right on time. Well, yeah, no, hand just didn't want to win it for us here. Let's just concede and get into the next one. This is a waste of time. Maybe if our Force of Negation was in our opening hand, and we had a blue card, ever drew a blue aura, then we would have been able to counter something, but not the way it goes. It's possible I was supposed to leave the Glade Cover Scout in hand, and use the Bogle to pitch to a potential Force of Negation, actually. Seems my blue cards were a little bit scarce, but I mean, we just drew the wrong half, right? All the awkward bits that didn't want to line up post-board. So yeah, if you are looking to play Bogles at the moment, I would recommend Bant over just your straight green-white. I don't know, I was playing with green-white and I was getting slapped by all the top decks, really, so... Force of Negation does make a big difference, though. Makes things a little bit easier. Also, like the die roll game one had a pretty influential factor here. Alright, match number 2 versus Gun Yan China. China? Pretty sure that's what CHN means. Cool, hand is good. Let's go ahead and keep. I'm unsure as to whether or not I'm going to need double blue or not to hardcast Force Negation. I might just lead on the Horizon Canopy for now so we don't give our opponent the information of blue. There's potential for us to play around like a smallpox or something. I think that might just be being a little bit too tricky on ourselves though. We'll go Curious Obsession plus Rancor and just attack. I don't think we want to psych ourselves out in that spot. Alright, we'll see if we draw a blue card. Hyena Umbra, okay, not super terrible. It's probably just a Triome, it's a Blood Crypt, interesting. Is this Shadow deck? Intapped. So probably not. It's just Jund, or what's the go here? Young Pyromancer deck, okay. Double okay? That seems really good. Do I want to play around Liliana of the Veil here? Possibly. Alright, so we'll leave the Misty Rainforest to play around Liliana. And we'll attack with the rest. Opponent concedes. Cool. Cool. So it just looks like black-red. I mean, Graveyard Hate can be okay against them, but we haven't really got any here. We also don't have Leyline here. Stubborn Denial seems like probably not where we want to be. I think we're pretty much just running the same list back. Should be alright though. We definitely put in a good shift in that previous game then. Alright, so I think we go ahead and keep this one. We're on the draw against the Thoughtseize deck, so hands with multiple creatures. Definitely a big plus. So like on his first Thoughtseize, he probably just takes Curious Obsession. Then we can still Rancor attack, which is reasonable. How do they do it? Not today, opponent. Not today. There's still the black-red card that makes a player sack a creature at sorcery speed. I think it has other modes as well. It's just like a 2-mana card. We'll try and play around it if we can. Bogles is definitely a deck where avoiding the blowout card that your opponent has is very, very important. Alright, so we've bricked on land so far. We've got a very white looking hand here. And that's not really where we want to be. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yikes. What? Opponent just conceded. Okay, that's odd. I mean, I know he mulliganed down pretty low. Maybe he was just hoping we didn't hit the land. I guess his hand was a bit weaker than what I was giving it credit for. I still think he can probably play that one out. Alright, match number 3 versus Iron Simon. We won the die roll. We will be on the play. And opponent is also a Lurus deck. I think we keep this off the strength of a turn 2 cartouche. We actually have to lead on Breeding Pool here though. And if we have to like force pitch Stalker or force pitch Force, it's fine. I kind of like keeping the Stalker in this game. Just because unblockable can be a very important stat. Our opponent with no turn 1. Interesting. Alright, let's get in there, get our card draw happening. His one landers with like Curious Obsession are obviously a lot less awkward than what they would be with potentially a different aura. Alright, well, we hit Ethereal Armor, we break on mana. That's fine, I suppose. At least it's a good card to hit. Now I get to see a little bit about what our opponent's about. We see an Overgrown Tomb Shocked In. So we're versing a Shadow deck. They're not going to be super happy with our interaction for Team of Battle Rage, I'm going to assume. Sure, they're doing some very complex combat math at the moment. Like I said, Stalker has the potential to be good here. It's definitely still true. Scourge of the Skyclaves. Alright, he's going to get big fast. Land. I'd like to attack, please. Goodness, this is going to be a painful one though. If we fetch Shock, we go down to 14. This thing will go to a 6/6 and we still can't attack. I think I fetched Shock and played the Stalker. Oddly enough, I think that's the best line we have. And then we can block with the Scout, because the Curious Obsession is going to fall off anyway. And then hopefully we can slow roll win with the Stalker by playing Armor Elf, Armor Scout, and then hitting white mana for the Coronet. Battle in a Shadow 2. Yikes. And a Tomo. Alright, that's a good one. So we just have to survive until next turn. And then we can start shrinking their Scourge, and things become a lot easier after that. If we block here, we take 5, 8. 8 is fine. I guess if we're calculating killing the Scourge, maybe. His Scourge can't block us anyway. We can block their Scourge when they attack, and then first strike damage wise, we can shrink it with the life gain before they get to deal damage back. Which is pretty funky. Alright. If opponent has Team of Battle Rage, he wins here. Goodbye Force Negations. Yes, technically it's better for us to block the Death Shadow here. Alright. Off the top, and time for us to start attacking back. We can put our opponent to 1. I think we have to attack and we just fall 1 damage short, unfortunately. Because their shadow can kill us. And then we can't do anything. Damn, that sucks. Do we want to give him the information of this force? Maybe he fucks up his attack and attacks with multiple creatures. Let's see what he does. Wow! So we block this, we go to 16, and we take that much there. This is 10. That can go down to a 4, which is the same as blocking Goyf. Okay, I don't think it matters. And then we take perfect damage and lose. Damn, that sucks. That was really close. What's our next card? Staggering Insight. So that's is that game 1 or game 2? Guess that was game 1 actually. So we can consider Stubborn Denial. It's not super amazing though. Again, we don't have a lot of good removal versus creature decks here. I really like the evasiveness on Arcane Flight and Invisible Stalker. Force Negation is like kind of nice, but also it is card disadvantage, which could be bad. We could also expect from our opponent that they might bring in effects like Assassin's Trophy, maybe, and Stubborn Denial goes up in power as a result. They're going to have their own Stubborn Denials as well. I think maybe we'll just bring in 3 Stubborn Denial, minus 2 Force and 1 Rancor. The way I see it is Force of Negation's less good. Seems we're already on the play. We already get our turn 1 creature. It's not quite as good as what would otherwise be, right? Good old no creature hands. Gotta love them. Got to love them. Opponent keeps a 7. Does he like just bought out all his removal? Even against like a discard spell, we've only got 1 totem armor. They'll take the totem armor. We'll lose our guy. Alright, I guess we'll keep this garbage hand. Bottom, done. It's like really bad because if he takes away our creature, we can't play. We have to like go in on a Dried Arbor at that point. Although he's starting with Stomping Ground. Wow. We've lucked it. I think the Daybreak Coronet's more important than playing the Rancor or the Scout. Of course I say that, and what's the next card that pops up? Alright, so... we got like pretty decent auras here. We'll see how much it gets disrupted by our opponent. Alright, this looks to be a slow one so far. Cool. Alright, that'll do. So the right line here just has to be play everything and attack. There's potential for us to play some auras post-combat. We're still like, I guess, 2.1 attacks off killing our opponent. Realistically, it's 2 attacks off killing them because they're going to likely deal damage to themselves with the land. Excuse me. Yeah, so here's that one. Did this get printed in Time Spiral Remastered as well? Damn. Tarmogoyf is just like never got a reprint, and then they just decided to reprint it a million times, and now it's worth like nothing. So I mean, I guess it's a good time to pick up Tarmogoyf if you ever think you'll play it. He's attacking with a Grim Lavamancer as well. Does that mean he just has no interaction? Sure. Unravel the Ether to pump the Tarmogoyf. Interesting tech gets around Luris. It's obviously Heliod tech. Alright, opponent's going for the race now. Let's just hope we top deck well. Good old post-combat Misha's bubble, which could have pumped your Goyf by 1. Oh, we'll see if that blunder gets him or not. So we play attack. We put our opponent to 5. Opponent has access to 3 to 5 mana next turn. We're still on 11. If they attack, activate Lavamancer. That's 5 damage plus a lightning bolt. Team of Battle Rage would be 6, 7, 8. Just like trying to work out if it's worth putting Luris into hand in that spot. I just don't think so. The unblockable on Stalker is like so damn good, man. I mean, I know we had flying this game anyway, but this makes it really hard for them to interact with us. Alright, there's the Giant Shadow. Let's see if we get to kill our opponent or not. You're not attacking with the Tarmogoyf opponent? I can understand the Grim Lavamancer, but Tarmogoyf should be attacking. Top deck for the win. All right, that's a very good draw. Let's see what happens. Do they have the Assassin's Trophy? It's our job to make them have it. It looks like they do. So we can lure us to hand and then we're just dead. Fucking de-glamour as well, man. Making us get rid of the Mish's Bauble. So we can't even look for our creature. I was like so sure that was going to be Assassin's Trophy, and then I was like, oh, we could have like land lure us into hand, but we're already like dead at that point. It's like, cool. All right, unlucky. That was a close one. We bit 2 pieces of like board interaction without them going for our hand. I think the main thing that was bad for us that game was our auras that we actually had. They were slow. We had double Hyena Umbra, and it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but it only adds 1 stat. We had Rancor for like an attack or 2 before they shuffled it into our library. No Ethereal Armor, no Daybreak Coronet, no life gain on Staggering Insight either. But yeah, not having your big hitters like Ethereal Armor and Rancor can really hurt the deck. Like 1/1 auras, just a 4/4 creature is just not as good as something that just gets free extra stats off the auras, right? They just do more work. They add more power. But yeah, oh well. We move on to the next one. Opponent narrowly getting us there. Should probably update my Stream Decker actually. I didn't think to do that. So we'll do that in between rounds here while we wait for Magic Online to do its thing. Sports save. Alright, so that should all be updated now. Sorry if that inconvenienced you before. Alright, so match number 4 here, and we won the Darrell. We're going to be on the play versus Dommy the Prof. The professor is in the house here. Alright, this hand is... It's another hand where we have to go for Breeding Pool though. So Daybreak Coronet, it's going to take a long time to get online. But yeah, double Curious Obsession is definitely something I can get behind. Alright, now we're just waiting for the opponent to decide on their hand, and we can get into it. This like feels real sluggish, dude. Everything just mess up. What's going on there? Alright, so Misty Rainforest, pass to us. Sure. Hopefully we hit another blue land and we can just go absolutely ballistic with these Curious Obsessions. Temple Garden, Shock, Noble Hierarch. Alright, so my mind immediately goes to some sort of Bant Brew. We'll see if our opponent denies the the card draw here with a block, because we have not shown our second land drop yet. Alright. Let's go. Disappointing. So obviously, like, Skyclave Apparition would be pretty bad for us here. Spell Queller is also something that's potentially frustrating. Gonna go for a Curious Obsession. Spell Queller actually absolutely wrecks us here. It takes away 2 Curious Obsessions and we still miss our land drop. We need to curve out. We can't afford to, like, we had a double Curious Obsession hand. It shouldn't be so hard to hit our second land drop. Cool. Alright, well, that's a nice clean, you know, 2 for 1, 2 for 0. And, like, our tempo is just gone. Our tempo is absolutely shot at this point in the game as well. Literally, we don't have a chance. So, Stoneforge Mystic, Icefang Quaddle, okay. Fuck, it's an Ephemerate deck. Alright, let's go ahead and counter that. I think I'll pitch the Stalker. Stalker could be useful. Okay, I guess I'll get rid of Staggering Insight for now. If I hit land, I want to play Invisible Stalker more than what I want to play Staggering Insight. Because, yeah, eventually we can get there with Invisible Stalker. With Ephemerate and, like, them returning it every turn and Skyclave Apparitions as well, we're just never winning the game in that spot. Oh, we're just never winning the game anyway. Never mind, guys. Never mind. Deck wants to just draw absolute garbage for me. Alright, so Stubborn Denial can come in. Torporob is also actually very, very good here. Our opponent probably has Stoneforge Mystic, but we haven't seen it yet. I think Arcane Flight loses value because we've seen Icefang Quaddles and Spell Quellers, so the Flying Evasion definitely loses out a little bit from where it would normally be. Probably something like that, and we look to get back into it. So yeah, so far this feels like it's going a bit rough, this league. I don't know, I'd say it's more from our own deck inconsistencies and our opponents just going crazy off. Like, obviously, Ponza's in a pretty good spot against us. We'll keep this one. We have, like, a Stubborn Denial we can get online pretty quickly. It says my opponent's currently 3-1 with this deck as well. That's kind of interesting. Alright, opponent mulligans to 5, and now we're into the match. Alright, good old turn 2 Spell Queller. Excellent draw. Alright, so this actually puts us in a very good spot. So now we've got Stubborn Denial Ferocity enabled. I guess our opponent can still, like, Spell Queller. Stubborn Denial though, if we look to Stubborn Denial and Ephemerate. But yeah, I'll definitely take this over what happened to us last game. Wall of Omens. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's hit that juicy green mana now this time. Let's go. That'll give us an attack for 9 as well if we can get it off. Fuck. Feels bad. See if they've got the Ephemerate for their Wall of Omens. It's probably just worth countering. I think we interrupt the recursion if we counter it. Oh, wow. This is, yeah. Okay. It goes through. Gotcha. Good, good. Alright. Bogle Pass. Hold up our thing. I guess like counterspells are sort of bad into Spell Queller. Because when you kill the speller, you don't really get them back. They just pretty much go to the graveyard. Opponent's got Reflecting Pool. Very interesting stuff. Alright, well, we continue to draw pretty unnecessary cards that don't really do anything for us. Get that attack happening. I mean, this should go without saying what he's doing. No, he's just taking... What? Do we have to be aware of Collected Company here? Is that what he's going for? Probably. Alright. Venser. Fuck, these like creature ETBs are really annoying. My counter magic does not do anything against it. So why didn't he do that in response to me attacking? Thoroughly confused right now. I actually think that getting bounced is advantageous to us because it allows us to put Ethereal Armors on both of our Bogles. Opponent with the Stoneforge Mystic here. Getting the Battle Skull. I mean, we can call it, can't we? We didn't randomly bring in any of our... Yeah, no, we didn't. Gotcha. I mean, our opponent has definitely represented Spell Queller here, so... We're not playing the Daybreak Coronet into a Spell Queller. It's just not going to happen that way. He can use it on our Ethereal Armor here because obviously it's very good for him to do so. But then we can just go ahead and attack. Okay. From the way this is played out, I really don't like the counter magic very much. I think we'll just bring in our Artifact Tate. I might actually take all of it out. It's just Ephemerate's like really, really good with Skyclave Apparition. Cool. Our opponent is on 1. They can't crack that Misty Rainforest now. Obviously, they're going to have access to Battle Skull next turn. Battle Skull can be big and scary. Alright, let's go for it. He can't both Battle Skull and Spell Queller. He can only do one or the other here. So playing the Daybreak Coronet here is slightly better than the Staggering Insight, because Staggering Insight is pitchable to Force, and they could have like Mystical Dispute or something randomly in the sideboard. It's like, yeah, seems like a very odd decision to bounce the Ethereal Armor, because it's literally improved our board state for us, so means he has to block with more creatures. I guess he didn't think of that, but he's 3-1. Like, he's got to have some sort of an idea about what he's doing, right? Ice Fang Quaddle. Alright, so we're going to see Ice Fang, we're going to see Batterskull. He's going to have to block with 2 creatures here. And my guess is it's going to be Venser plus Ice Fang. Batterskull's going to attack us. They're going to get their mana to do stuff after that. Hopefully he just randomly blocks with the Germ token and just doesn't understand how First Strike works. You are up 1 opponent. Wow. I'll take that. He's not guaranteed the mana to equip the Batterskull here. That's why that's so bad. And also, the Ice Fang, the flying, the unblockable life gain damage. I don't think he could have blocked worse there. He just mustn't know how First Strike works. Okay, I feel like we got very lucky there and that we should have lost that, and that our counter magic is absolute crap. Spent the entire game like just holding up counter magic that I could never use. This feels a lot better already. I like Invisible Stalker here. Might cut like 1 Curious Obsession. Maybe I could have cut a land being on the draw. I mean, with how land screwed I've been this league, it's I don't know. I kind of don't want to, you know. Alright, this hand is mostly a keep, but could potentially be awkward. Turn 1, Noble Hierarch. No way. It's not even the Birds of Paradise. It's the Noble Hierarch every time in this league, man. What are these hacks, dude? Turn to Stoneforge Mystic. Getting the Batterskull. Alright, we're going to be facing off against Batterskull early this game. We still don't have access to our first white mana, let alone our second. Okay, there's our first. Alright, so this all means we get to attack for 4, we get to draw a card, we get to get our engine happening. What? He's got to have... Okay, he had Ephemerate. In my opinion, that's a pretty big waste of Ephemerate. Like, because he could do it again. How many more sword effects does he have, though? Maybe 1? I think any more effects than that is probably just going a bit too deep. We do actually hit our Windswept Heath, so we're going to have access to Daybreak Coroner on our next attack. Yeah, so like, I'm pretty sure this deck... Well, it's not this one, but I've versed a different version splashing red for like Magus of the Moon, Restoration Angel, and Kiki Jiki combo. It's obviously pretty good. Opponents, like, during his turn, putting the Batterskull into play, which seems odd because, well, to get your Stoneforge Mystic untapped. I still don't know if I like that or not, because now he can't hold up Spell Queller. He's literally only got 2 equipments in his deck, and he used Ephemerate for no reason. It's such a waste. Alright, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going for this Daybreak Curious Obsession here. We're going to attack. We're going to draw some cards, gain some life. We've got the bigger creature. Opponent can sort of Feast and Famine and give his creature protection from green. You know, if that happens, that happens. Also, like, Force of Vigor would be a big blowout, but I don't think he's running enough green to support Force specifically. Another Ephemerate. You know that doesn't actually stop any damage when I have Trample, right? Just trample all the damage instead. Hey, look at Torporob. Well, the game's almost over, but it's still a nice card. Like, here he has to target something with Ephemerate, then there's, like, just no good targets. So that one just remains exiled because they decide not to utilize it. Alright. Visible Stalker actually gives us a way to block this germ here. Opponent gains 7. We discard a Hyena Umbra. This is all fine. I don't think he can win after we resolve Torporob here. Right, so that just resolves. Uh-huh. Okay. Like, thoroughly confused there and not sure whether or not I want to play out this Hyena Umbra or not. I think I do. I think it's just a damage race off the scout at this point. Opponent will actually get to gain 6 life off this exchange. We'll obviously be dealing 9 damage, so we'll net 3 damage on them. Alright, super impressive 3rd ephemerate. Sure. I still get to trample. I still get to draw 2. Hopefully hit our next land drop. Then play the torpor. Okay, that's just over. That is just over. Gonna go for this in my opponent's upkeep. Sure. So we'll let him decide what he's getting first. And then, oh my god, what a terrible hit, opponent. What a terrible hit. That is so unfortunate for our opponent there. Holy moly. Opponent loses his germ and loses the game. Cool. Alright, so we're 2-2. I definitely think that could have been played better against us, and that we could have been in a much worse position after all was said and done. But yeah, we definitely get the victory, which is obviously never a bad thing. I really expected our opponent to play Spellqueller, not like... These Ephemerates are just like wasted. It makes no sense. I guess he was playing like he didn't have the Spellqueller all game, but... It's still not a good card to throw away, because it is so backbreaking when Skyclave Apparition exiles 3 cards instead of 1. That's like so much harder to beat. Looks like we found our opponent. Alright, so here we are for match number 5 versus Bob the Dog. And we're going to go ahead and start this thing off on the play with our Luris. Opponent with a Urian. Fuck, we like hitting these these Glade Cover Scout hands instead of the Slippery Bogle. Keep. Well, I will get Breeding Pool, but it sucks because we're not guaranteed white mana and a lot of our stuff is white, so. But I'll just play the like most correct way that I can, which is utilizing Curious Obsession, so. Alright, so we actually hit our white mana. I'm just gonna like take an extra turn to play Invisible Stalker here. This looks like a Hate Bears deck, like a black-white Hate Bears deck. Invisible Stalker's like super overpowered in this matchup because they can't just block us out with Giver of Runes all game. So it's worth the extra turn in my opinion to do this. We might get a bit like stuffed over by Tidehollow Squalor here. But our opponent can't take all our good cards. They can only really take 1 in this spot. Actually, is it Hate Bears? They use Prismatic Vista. Hate Bears doesn't normally run fetch lands. Alright, so I'm guessing they're taking the Staggering Insight. It could be Ethereal Armor or Daybreak. We will have to wait and see. Yeah, it's like, it's not an easy decision. I'll give it to my opponent. Like, I don't think there's any definitively correct answer here. It's probably Curious Obsession and hope we blank. Yeah, I think I like that line. All right, so we hit mana. This way we get to start drawing cards immediately. Deal as much damage as possible, as early as possible. Get our card draws happening. And yeah, now he's got the looming threat that is Daybreak Coroner as well. Skyclave Apparition. We all knew that one was coming. It's going to go after Staggering Insight. Yeah. You got it, opponent. It's all on you. So I wonder if he's playing Leaden Arbiter at all. We see like Field of Ruin, which sort of would suggest to me that he has got the Leaden Arbiter as well, but guess you can never be too sure. So Rancor plus Daybreak plus attack for a lot, and yeah, we drew really well this game. It's pretty well just over. He needs like multiple Skyclave effects probably. Right? I will say if he is running Leaden Arbiter, he does get us a bit harder because we've got like 7 fetches in this list instead of the 4 in the regular green-white burgles. But by the same extension, Invisible Stalker is a massive, massive upgrade in this particular matchup. So, fucking Ephemerate. I'm telling you, that card is like just way too good. Its synergy with Skyclave Apparition is absolutely revolting. Alright, so we get a 2-2. They take the Rancor. I feel like they've got another Skyclave Apparition and they're going to destroy the Ethereal Armor and our Daybreak's going to fall off. Flicker Wisp. Or that. We can slowly kill with Stalker here. This is not that bad. We've got our opponent low already. Don't forget we're going to be versing an Ephemerate in our opponent's upkeep. So I like attacking with these two. He gets to choose whether or not he wants to block the illusion. There's no like great blocks for him there either. Alright, we might as well lure us to hand. I think it's unlikely he also interacts with our hand. Yeah, this is just the power of Invisible Stalker though. There's a reason I'm an advocate for it in the matchup. Really big reason. Wonder if we have to be concerned about Restoration Angel as well. So Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, well, Stoneforge Mystic into Batterskull is the problem, right? So this is where things could become a little bit dicey. Cool, so we had a flying effect, which allows us to just go in on this scout and attack for lethal before we have to worry about Batterskull. Opponent could have another Ephemerate. Alright, well, if he's gone straight to blocks without casting anything, he can't now do anything too sinister. Cool, great draw. Fantastic draw for us. Alright, so we definitely want Torporob in this matchup. I think Force of Negation's like extremely pointless. We'll also want our Seal of Primordiums and our Force of Vigors. And that should about do it. We need to remove one card though. Might remove a Misty Rainforest. And we can get into this one. We need to go to the bathroom shortly after this one. In between this league and the next, unfortunately. Alright. What is going on now? Good old 0 landers. Our opponent also could like sideboard in Thoughtseize here. Pretty fine. And just like wreck us with it. Alright, well we've got like literally fucking nothing here. Cool. Keep whatever the hell this is. Bottom, 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 bottom. We have a flying Bogle. First keepable hand. Ether Vial hand for the opponent. White mana is good. You can lead on the island there because it's not like this land shocks or anything. Fetches, sorry. It does shock. Could leave this in hand as well to make our opponent like try and Tide Hollow Scholar us. If he doesn't have Tide Hollow Scholar this turn, we could go for that line. I'd be very, very happy to see that as well. That's pretty good. Well, Invisible Stalker did work for us last game. Let's see if it can do the same thing here. The problem is we don't have like a good clock this game. No Giver of Runes for my opponent. Alright, so I think Arcane Flight's just going to the graveyard. Hopefully he's clogged up with his like Waste Not Strangler or something. Okay, sure. Surely have a 2 mana creature, right? Don't think we get away with attacking with the Bogle here. Okie dokie. Ether Vial triggers go and do their thing. Skyclave Apparition. Well, I mean, we all knew this one was coming. Takes away our flying, which doesn't really matter because we have unblockable anyway. I think there is a higher upside on taking away the Hyena Umbra. Flicker Wisp. Probably the real reason he didn't have to think very hard about what he was doing was because he got to take them both anyway. Look at this, we're getting our illusion value. Illusion tribal, let's go. The new illusions. Ether Vial, active, Charming Prince. Well, I mean, you're probably scrying too, right? Yeah, he chooses the scry effect. Cracks his land in response. One card left in hand. We're looking for a couple of bottoms here because our deck's not been so kind to us so far. 2 cards to the bottom. Let's go. We could lure us to hand here. I just don't really like it. I don't really like extending him onto the battlefield at this point. If we had some auras in the graveyard, I think I'm going to consider it a bit better then. Okay, Urian goes to our opponent's hand. Sure. Let's offer the trade on the Skyclave Apparition. Just getting that off the battlefield, it would just be super worth. Looks like he's got the Flicker Wisp. I still like threatening that, even though our opponent has the workaround. Looks like they might have Restoration Angel or Thought-Knot Seer as well. I think our opponent's going to gear up and towards a Thought-Knot Seer. Wait, what? Oh, he gets rid of the illusion with the trigger. I didn't realize you could target that. Okay, well. Get our land. No Thought-Knot Seer. Okay. Well, Curious Obsession. We'll attack. We'll see if they've got the Restoration Angel or if they're just prepping that one. Or they've just got Ephemerate. Cool. Well, at least I don't get, like, value off the second half of the Ephemerate. They just get value once. We're, like, very far behind at this point, though. I don't know how we're going to win from here. We literally got rid of one of his BS effects. By double blocking the Skyclave Apparition when it attacked. And, wait, you're still flickering Flicker Wisp. Get rid of that. I guess that makes sense. This vial goes up to 5. Alright, so they're pumping it up for Urian to make a splash. Which means they'll get to reset their whole board. I think we're just too far behind on this one. Cool. Let's move to sideboarding. Well, his deck sort of did exactly what I expected it to do. We just, mulliganed 3? Like, that was 3 cards versus 7 cards, so it's what it is. I don't know. Mine is a high number over the Curious Obsession. Being on the play, I kind of really like Curious Obsession. Just like hate Ephemerate. Like the what it does for these decks. Like I hate the effect it has for these decks. Just takes like what's already a good matchup for our opponent and makes it like a ridiculously amazing matchup for them instead. Alright, hand's looking pretty solid to start things off, so yeah, we'll get into it. Might start with the fetching of the Misty Rainforest for a Temple Garden. That'll allow us to cast everything in hand. Opponent mulls it down to 6. So there's probably an argument for like a turn 2 Seal of Primordium. Actually, I think I tapped my mana wrong. I think I laid on the Hallowed Fountain. If I draw a second Curious Obsession, I'm going to want to play it there. Let's just continue to like fetch around this Lead and Arbiter rubbish. Our life total can just take the buffer for now. Alright, so an attack for 3, not super amazing. Opponent is definitely winning the race at the moment. We get a card draw. Alright, well at least we're not going to get land screwed this game, right? Or something. Thalia will be disappointing. I would be okay with Stoneforge Mystic specifically because we have the Seal of Primordium here. We could actually go after his Ether Vial with Seal as well, and then that protects it from Thought-Knot Seer. Oh, sorry, from Tidehollow Scholar. Guess also Thought-Knot Seer if they have it. I kind of like that. Alright, well this is taking an absurdly long time. They've played very mana efficiently up until, or like time efficiently previous to this. So I guess I can't critique them too much. Fuck, you're really gonna give us more land deck? Like, come on, dude. What a joke, man. Alright, well, let's fucking attack after our deck screws us. Cool. Went from like feeling like slightly okay to like just awful. Like, because we were already like 2 lands ahead of whatever was going on, and then we just draw more lands again. It's so cancerous. Alright, so just go straight to our combats. Straight to our main phase. Right. Another Curious Obsession looks good. Seal of Primordium definitely looks good. Alright, we'll look to attack now. Opponent can block with the Stoneforge Mystic and deny a lot of card draw. Problem then is, like, he knows we're gonna get rid of the Batterskull. Sure, so he sort of goes for the line, I think. He could still, like, Charming Prince his Stoneforge Mystic. Don't forget from next turn as well, we're going to be able to reoccur this Seal of Primordium. If our opponent activates his Vial as well in step here, I'm going to take that opportunity to activate our Windswept Teeth so we can get it past a potential Leoden Arbiter. Because, yeah, Leoden Arbiter will make it, like, check the Leoden Arbor effect even after you just activate the fetch land. It's really stupid. I think we're seeing Charming Prince on the Stoneforge. This does give our opponent, like, a little bit of information that we're, like, tapping ourselves out, but, like, I don't really care about that. Probably going to flicker this, go and get the Sword of Feast and Famine. You got it. At least we still attack, we keep our things. All that's good. All of that is very good. Be nice to hit flying, but our opponent's Vial is going to be ticked up from next turn as well. We can, like, Luris return, Seal of Primordium, attack the Aether Vial. Seems kind of decent. Sure, he's got, like, one sword left in his deck, which is Feast and Famine, and still it's taking a million years to decide to select it. Seems a bit odd. This matchup really is not that complex. Oh, he's got the Fire and Ice. Fair enough. All the power to you, opponent. Didn't want me, like, to make me discard all my lands? That seems wrong. Aether Vial on 3. Gotta watch out for this Skyclave Apparitions now. Opponent makes a land drop as well. They had previously missed a land drop, so can be rest assured that's what they drew for turn, and they've probably got gas on the battlefield. Opponent 17 minutes later. Oh, hey, good luck. Obviously doesn't look at chat very often. I don't think you can ephemerate the Batterskull. Actually, I'm an idiot. I've just given him the chance to put Batterskull back to hand as well. Alright, I might have locked myself out of this one. Yeah, I'm like a complete idiot. For some reason I was forgot about that side of the card, and also forgot about Flicker Wisp. Alright, I think we'll just lead off on attacks. Because our opponent's got protection from blue. It's going to make it hard for us. See how he blocks. He might just chump it with Stoneforge. If he does, it's going to be hard for him to get the Batterskull back into play. Might actually just be Flicker Wisp chump. Germ chump. Sure. Fuck. Oh, you fucking kidding me, man. Alright, we need to play our stuff pre-combat. I've just thrown the absolute misery out of this game. Several turns in a row. I mean, the good news is, though, we finally get rid of the batter skull, which is something we should have done a turn ago. So, I mean, yeah, now we just gotta dodge that Skyclave apparition on our Lurrus, which definitely isn't already in his hand because he's missed a million land drops. We've played this one really badly. I am now beginning to realize. This looks like kind of nice, doesn't it? Look at, oh, very nice, very nice. Oh no, rebound flicker wisp. No, stop. Big rip. Goes for his own Charming Prince. For the scry effect. He's definitely got a different answer for Lurrus then. There's no way any of this makes sense if it doesn't. So yeah, if we play our Seal of Primordium right, we're probably just fine and not that pressured. But because we didn't, we just got completely screwed. Although... Never mind. Never mind. I was gonna say, although we're like fine here. No, you get Flicker Wisp shoot down Lurrus. Fuck, man. Alright, we need to hit I don't want to attach this to anything. Can I stop that? I have to. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God, man. What a joke. I swear to God, I've been on the receiving end of this before, and I've not been able to reset that onto a creature at all. I swear to God that that's happened. Double Daybreak in hand. Alright, whatever. Well, we lost that one because we're an idiot, so that's on us. Cool. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it was like pretty much in the bag until we completely fucked up. So feels bad. Feels bad. Where's this one? There it is. So yeah, my bad on that one, guys. I'm really sorry. Like we still attack and lose our Bogle, I think. We trade Bogle with Flicker Wisp probably. And we're still in like a pretty bad spot, but we're not quite in the spot that I put us in. Yeah, so well, I'm very foolish. But yeah, I think again, list is pretty solid. I'm kind of really liking Invisible Stalker. I almost think that there should be a third one in there, maybe over one of the Arcane Flights. Not quite willing to make the change to the deck just yet though, because like 2 mana creatures are pretty significantly slower than 1 mana creatures. I don't know, maybe I should try it for next leg. What the hell? Let's try it for next leg. We'll adjust the list like that. Sideboard wise, I mean, I don't know what's going on this week, but I'm seeing a lot of these Ephemerate decks and it's really frustrating. It's probably because just Skyclave Apparition is really, really good. And Ephemerate is like really good with that card. Deafening Silence sucks. Like we didn't verse Prowess, we didn't verse Esper, we didn't actually verse any decks that our sideboard tech is here for, apart from, I guess we hit a Ponza matchup and had use of them, and then we hit a that Ephemerate black-white deck at the end, and Torpor had interaction, but we didn't see it. I don't know. Heliod seems to have fallen off the radar a bit for me at the moment. Maybe it's worth just minusing down on Deicide. maybe not. I think I'll have to have a think about the sideboard. Well, that's it from me, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Wonderful day. I'll see you next time. For everyone watching here, I'll be right back. I'm just going to the bathroom quickly, and then we're going to change up and play Blue-Red Prowess. So we'll be back shortly for that one. Alright, really sorry about that, guys. We are back now, refreshed and ready to go. Alright, so we're going to change things up and we're going to jump across to Prowess here. Blue-Red Prowess, arguably one of the best games in the metagame at the moment. I'm going to just go ahead and edit my stream description, and we can get into it. What's going on there? We'll pretend I know how to spell. Alright, let's update that one. And I'll update this Stream Decker real quick as well. Stream Decker. Add another. Alright, so that's everything updated from my end. What's going on with that? Update. Alright, great, that's all done. What is going on, everyone? It is Foul Play here, and we are back playing some more Modern. So I'm picking up Blue-Red Prowess at the moment. It's arguably one of the best decks in Modern at the moment. And I got a new tool. So it's got Expressive Iteration from Strixhaven. It's a sorcery speed Izzet spell. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, one of them on the bottom of your library, and exile one of them. You may play the exiled card this turn. So it's essentially like another iteration of Light Up the Stage, but for 2 mana. Still at sorcery speed. Alright, so what's the makeup of the deck? Now, we need a lot of mountains in this deck in our land base to enable our Lava Darts, because Lava Darts flashback requires you to flashback a mountain. As a result, I guess we've got the 8 lands here at the top, which can never really sacrifice a mountain, and then the other 11 lands are either a mountain or a way to fetch a mountain, and that's all really good. So we've got these 1 mana Prowess creatures in here, Swift Spear and Soul Scour Mage. We're going to use our Prowess triggers from our instants and sorceries to attack our opponent. We also have Sprite Dragon at 2 mana, which has like strictly better Prowess. It has like a permanent Prowess effect. And Stormwing Entity over here as well. Stormwing Entity has really good synergy with Metamorphose, because you can turn 2 Metamorphose into Stormwing. When it enters, it also scries you 2. In our sideboard, we have actually got access to Relic of Progenitors here, Dispel, Aethergust, Abrade, Cleansing Wildfire, and Kozilek's Return. I haven't been seeing like a super amount of Tron, so we'll see how well Cleansing Wildfire actually does for us here. Where is my Blue-Red Prowess? Just going ahead and trying to select the right deck before we get into this. Apparently, is it not a legal deck? Have I not got all the cards? I do have all the cards. What's going on then? Must be near the bottom somewhere, right? Oh, it's got a Jace thing for some reason. Alright, cool. Let's get into the league. We'll update your screen as well, so you guys can all see what I'm seeing. And yeah, so I played this deck like once before and like just had an absurd amount of variants, and I don't really think I knew exactly what I was doing or whether or not I was playing it well. But yeah, we actually ended up doing poorly in that league. It was a fairly different deck list to what this one is. Match number 1, won the Dyro, which is a good start. We're seeing Char Liquids. Says my opponent is currently 0. He's on Gyruda. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and keep this one. We're missing a few like instants and sorceries, but obviously we've got Stormwing Entity, which we can play on turn 2, and that will scry us into whatever else we need to do. So turn 1, Swift Spear attack. Good times. Some of the lists as well were running 3 mutagenic growth, so I opted for like just 2 instead. Yep. So here we go. Always yield. Wow, that 1 blue, 1 red, 1 red. We draw a Light Up the Stage. Sure. Alright, so already like curving out extremely well with our draws here. I think I'll put Soul Scour Mage on the bottom. Manamorphos can of course stay on the top though. Alright, so attack with Swiss Spear. Opponent can obviously get this out a lot quicker. Sylvian Caryatid, sure. I think we go for Manamorphos here and see what we hit. We hit not very much. Okay. So obviously we like missed 1 point of damage there. We had like we're like sort of representing mutagenic growth here in a way. And we did deal damage to our opponents, so we can now go and fetch, play a light up the stage for speculate cost. Alright, great finds. I think we're close to lethal next turn at least. Go root of the hand. Sure. Alright, let's start off with expressive iteration. Opponent concedes. Alright, well he's seen enough. Obviously we didn't actually have the victory there. I guess it was just a little bit of a tilt concede. I don't actually know if we have anything for this matchup. We've sort of got Relic of Progenitors, which I don't think can really interrupt our opponent that well. Can probably do a little bit, but not a heap. I think Mutagenic Growth is probably just going to be the weakest card. Then maybe we'll take out a Stormwing as well. The free like cast on Mutagenic Growth is like really good and really disgusting, but we also want to throw burn spells at our opponent's face. It's not just Mutagenic Growth and win. Hand looks really good. I think this is a better hand than we had last game. It's missing the Manamorphos for the Stormwing though, but you can always turn 3 a Stormwing. That's not the end of the world. Opponent exiles our graveyard with Bajuka Bog. I think we sort of have enough land here. I don't see any problem just getting the mountain. Alright, so we get to attack for 1. So the idea with this deck obviously is you want to put as many creatures on the board as possible and then essentially win off your prowess triggers. It's not just about dealing the damage with one creature. So we can take a bit of time and look to set up a good turn here. Alright, so Swiss Spear, attack with both. Cool, and we should just get a free light up the stage now. What do we find off this one? Relic Opt. Cool. I don't mind either of those cards. I think they're both pretty solid. Weather the Storm. Okay, opponent gains 6 life, 9 life. Sure. I think that's probably a better time for him to do this, but at the same time, if he's not got anything else to do, like if he's got plenty of stuff to do for the next few turns, I think that's fine, but if he doesn't, it seems kind of questionable. Maybe he's got another Weather the Storm. Let's see. So, we'll Relic, resolves, target our opponent. We'll Opt as well, otherwise we just lose this spell. This can go on the bottom. Okay, we draw a Mana Morphos, so that's really good. I'm going to leave up mana for Relic here in case we need to active it. Also, Spire Bluff Canal will come in tapped from any turn forward from now. So it's better to get it down at the moment. Okay, now we're talking. So we'll get our Scry effect. Hopefully we see a mutagenic growth here. I think this can go on the bottom and this can probably stay on top. Alright, so here comes our attack, and of course we're going to fire off the Lava Dart. We just fire it off once so we can pre-combat enable our Speculate and Prowess and stuff next turn. Opponent could just have another Weather the Storm effect here. We'll get a fair bit more value out of it. Another Weather the Storm. Okay. See, like, he would have got an extra 3 life there, and he just did nothing with that turn anyway, so that seems very confusing. I should have got rid of the Weather the Storm earlier on. Alright, so we knew what we were drawing, and we found it, and that's all good. Loving Life. Let's Expressive Iteration. Lightning Bolt to hand. Relic Library, Foothills Graveyard. Wait, Foothills to play? What did I put to the graveyard? Opponent concedes. Alright, well, we're close to winning it. Anyway, opponent just made it easier for us. Oh, it's one of them. No, it doesn't go to the graveyard. It can be played until the end of the turn. Okay. So technically it would have been better to get the Relic than the Wooded Foothills there. Having 2 Relics would have been pretty strong. It's an extra Prowess trigger as well. Alright, so here we are for match number 2 of this Modern League versus Phil Online. We won the die roll. and we are on the play. This hand looks very good. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. So we have turns 1 and 2 creatures, and then we can light up the stage after we attack and start building up some stuff. Sprite Dragon's definitely a really, really powerful creature. Opponent has mulligan to 6. It says here my opponent was last seen playing Bant Spirits. Well, Bant Spirits have flying blockers, but also we usually have a decent chunk of removal for their creatures as well. I mean, this list currently is only running 8 burn effects. We should hopefully be able to find them pretty easily though. I should probably lead on Mountain there as well to disguise the fact that I'm blue-red. Like maybe they'll think I'm mono-red or red-white, and now we've just given them cards on the table. So that was like a minor misplay. Cabin of Souls, name Spirit. Probably I can have like Force of Negation here as well. I think it's just Sprite Dragon attack, right? We'll see if our draw step changes our mind. Yeah, that's fine. The plan stays the same then. Look at these embarrassingly low amounts of damage we're dealing on the first attack here. This is technically the second attack. I really like being on the play with this hand. I think if we were on the draw, it would potentially be. Opponents also missed on Aether Vial and Noble Hierarch, so that's pretty good for us. Selfless Spirit, sure. I think we actually suicide one of these Sprite Dragons into our opponent's Selfless Spirit to get off the light up the stage. Then things should be easier from next turn. The point where this game's going to suck is if he gets like Skyclave Apparitions online doing their thing. Unfortunately, we're forced into playing this light up the stage this turn, or else it's vulnerable to Spell Queller. I really don't want that. Alright, big decisions on whether or not to block here. You might want to use this to protect a different creature later on from a lightning bolt or a something like that. Looks like we're just going to damage though. Like we knew what this was, let's be real. Cast would speculate. So we get the permanent trigger on the Sprite Dragon, so it's not like the worst thing ever. Always yield, always yield. Cool, we find a Metamorphose. That's actually a really good find. Sounds about right. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. I miss you already. Alright, that's a great one. I think we just add double red here. So I kill the Skyclave apparition or just attack him. I guess it's like slightly more damage if I do it this way. Got plenty of lands to sack and such anyway. Alright, so in for a casual 11. Our opponent's gonna have to do a lot of work here. All the way down to 2. Opponent concedes. Alright, so that was definitely a being on the play won us that game. Our opponent not having any real good tempo is also very helpful for us. So we probably want to braid here. There's potential for Chalice of the Void, or like just the creature removal is good. Kozilek's Return is obviously very good. I don't think like this is a matchup where you'd want Cleansing Wildfire. Sort of like that match, the light up the stage actually felt a little bit awkward. I think I'm incentivized to maybe remove a couple. I'm going to leave in the expressive iteration because that's like fine casting pre-combat sort of thing. And then we can probably just remove our ops and yeah, we should be good to go from there. So, like, my biggest fear with this deck is what do we do versus Heliod? I'm not really sure what the answer is going to be, but I guess if we play it for a while, we might find out. Yes, if you keep the board in check by destroying all their creatures, then, like, they can't ever go off for infinite life, but, man, that can be easier said than done, right? Alright, so Swiss Spear, attack, good times. Skyclave Apparition, take the Swift Spear. I'm okay with that. We got the Sprite Dragons anyway. Look at us go. Let's start thinning the library of some of these lands. Say we already have too many lands. Lava Dart would be like a very nice draw here. Mausoleum Wanderer, that's frustrating. It's holding up 2 mana. So you have a land he's playing post-combat here? What's the go? No. So he's going to look to like instant speed a spell, a spirit to counter our effect. That's very frustrating. So that means he's got the one that gives hexproof, the rattle chains. I think if that's his line, we just light up the stage. Yeah, I still have mutagenic growth in the deck. That would be the optimal hit. Opponent can sack. I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't sack to stop this. Otherwise, I just get like 2 really good spells. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what the crazy stuff is all about. Alright, and we can go ahead and attack. We kind of need to attack. Our opponent probably grows their Mausoleum Wanderer. We find Lightning Bolt and Manamorphose. Those are both fantastic draws. This just trades. That is insane. Okay. We made the prediction on the Rattle Chains. So we're still at a stage next turn where we can go Sprite Dragon plus Manamorphose into Lightning Bolt and maybe something else. We'll definitely want a Lightning Bolt to help control the board. Supreme Phantom, Mausoleum Wanderer, fucking 3. God damn it, man. I guess it goes down to 2. It's not as bad for us. We lead on like Manamorphose here, even though we miss a trigger. So we can guarantee our spells resolving. Alright, let's attack. I mean, this is just like being very awkward. Wow, he doesn't even respect the mutagenic growth. That's so sad for us. Actually, I guess it's a fine block. I'll definitely say I would like more 1-mana burn spells in this matchup. Feels awkward just having 8. We did win game 1 though, so if we lose this game, we'll get to be on the play for game 3. Opponent decides not to block with the Supreme Phantom. Looks like he's playing a sorcery speed Lord, even though he has flash on his lords, on his spirits with the Rattle Chains here. He's gonna attack for what is lethal, so we're gonna have to go and block here. Go to 3. What can we find? I will say that that's not enough. Let's see what this finds us. Alright, now Kozilek's returns. Kozilek's return is a bit better, but it's a little bit short. Can I do anything to stop myself from dying here? Alright, Manamorphose to hand. Bottom of my library. Terribly sorry, Mr. Kozilek. Terribly sorry. Cool. Because of like our lands as well, we also can't like fetch shock here. We can't afford to take like a single point of damage. We'll run out like double red here because the blue is not that important. We find a braid. Cool. Well, our opponent definitely tempered us nicely there. Us being on the play, I think I valued light up the stage a bit more. And then we could maybe take out one expressive iteration and maybe like a Manamorphose. No, Manamorphose can't be the removal. Maybe a mutagenic growth. I might just take out 2 expressive iteration. And looks really great. We'll keep it. We get the Soul Scale Mage plus the Sprite Dragon and then like double Lava Dart. This seems OP. Imagine all the triggers we're gonna get. Alright, so we're really hoping they don't have turn 1 Noble Hierarch, but if they do, we can just Lava Dart it. So that's not the worst thing ever. Ether Vial would be better for us though. Sweet. So that makes for an easier Sprite Dragon here. Oh wow, we draw a Braid. This feels like we shouldn't lose this one. Sure, so we'll just go straight to combat and into attacks. We got the creature interaction here. Rattle Chains trigger on the stack. Okay. Always yield, always yield. I hate like where it doesn't matter what order you put the triggers in when it just makes you do it like every time. There should be like an auto yield, like an auto like trigger yield sort of thing. I think I like that for damage. Then we can play a second Soul Scale Mage. And now we're at the point where we have triple creature on the board and we're really, really threatening. Opponent also just showed to us that he didn't have Mausoleum Wanderer. And he's bricked on white mana, like his second white mana too. Wow. We're in a very good spot here. Let's look for some land. We'll be missing like a second land drop here, and that's not good enough. Fuck. Alright. Hand. The bottom of my library can be the Soul Scale Mage. Exile the Mutagenic Growth. That actually worked out really well. We bricked on our land, but this is like still really good for us. Opponent probably has access to Spell Queller here. Rattle Chains. Sure. Block as you please. It's potential they have Path to Exile as well. I don't hate getting Path here. So just go in on this one. Because it actually fixes our land, and our land is a problem at the moment. And we have to do this to make our Sprite Dragon big enough that it survives the Rattle Chains block. Sprite Dragon's like really too overpowered to just give away for free. Cool, so they do actually have the path. I did predict that right. I don't think we really had a way to play around it or anything. We do have a lava dart in the grave now that we can cast as well because we got that mountain. Bro, we have like all the burn here. Alright, let's go. Let's just attack. I think we lightning bolt the Supreme Phantom in response to this. Cool. Happy about that. Rip. I think I've triggered this wrong so I don't get a 2-drop out of it. My bad. Guess we'll see what happens here. Because we'll kill it before the exile happens, so then we'll never get our illusion token. Yeah, I'm a buffoon. Hey Pirate John, how you doing? Streaming is hard and discouraging at times. Glad you're sticking to it. Oh man, it's just a hobby. Like, I don't expect to be like instantly really successful overnight. How's your day going anyway, man? So we'll destroy the spirit token, sack the mountain. Hit our opponent. Alright, so they go to 1. They're now dead to Lava Dart getting flashed back. I definitely should have played that differently and had a 2-mana creature on the board here though. It's like weird contrasts sometimes, John, because like on Tuesday I had like an average viewer of like 5. And then like I think it maxed out at like 10 or 12 viewers or something like that as well. And then I just come to a stream like this tonight and it's like dead. It's like 1 or 2 viewers all night. It's like, okay, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. No point getting too worked up about it. Alright, so we're just going to go for our attacks here. We've bricked on Mountain. We can kill creatures in response to whatever he's doing. I think I'm like just happy letting those trade like that. That is a-okay by me. My opponent's probably got creatures in hand because he hasn't been making his land drops. Regardless, it's nice to see time and energy produce something. Oh, well, yes and no. I mean, like, I do my YouTube stuff anyway, so it's sort of pretty similar, honestly. Destroy a target artifact. Alright, so now my opponent can only possibly put up 1 creature this turn, and we have the Abrade. And we have the Lava Dart. Alright, well, we just win. Like, my YouTube, I've honestly not been putting that much effort into recently. And we still have, like, good viewers. We've like gone up to 190 subs. And, you know, that's all what it is. Force of Negation gets us here, otherwise we just win. Our opponent with the GGs. And yeah, like, I mean, I'd preferably like to have my videos get more views than what they're getting, but also at the same time, I'm not doing everything to maximize the algorithm. Like, I'm too lazy at the moment to put thumbnails on my videos, and I should be commenting on my own video and pinning that comment each time I put a video up, and I'm not doing that either. So the moment, like, I'm not that gung-ho about it. I'm just like sort of meeting my making sure I upload daily and stream at the same times each week, and I'll get more motivation soon. My motivation at the moment is fixing my exercise routine and getting back into that, so I'm getting back into my running and my working out. But yeah, other than that, my energy is going into getting stuff prepared. My partner and I are looking at a house loan, getting a place somewhere, which would be nice. Alright, so match number 3, currently 2-0 versus Predator Style here. And we won the die roll. We've got like a no creature hand. We've got expressive iteration, which is kind of good. Also opt. I think we keep this. I think it's good enough, even though we don't have the initial creature. Alright, so we'll go for the old end step Optorino. We also had like the lightning bolt interaction for a problem creature too, which is nice. As nice as that is, I think we want a creature. It's probably better than a random card actually, because if we draw a Sprite Dragon, it's just a really overpowered combo. Okay, and we draw the Sprite Dragon, so we're rewarded for like not talking ourselves out of the correct line there. Do I want a mutagenic growth now? We probably want to hold it in response to like a lightning bolt. Our opponent could also be on dredge. Okie dokie. Blue green. Team of colors. There's the running 6. Sure. Alright, so we'll buff our guy. This is like fine. We find a Swift Spear, that's really good. I think we just play our expressive iteration here. Yield to our other triggers, resolve the spell. All these cards seem really, really good. I like the idea of having another expressive iteration, so that can come to hand. And then I'm probably going to bottom the lightning bolt actually, and just concede the Stormwing entity into exile. We'll probably get rid of Renin 6 to disrupt our opponent's land here. Now I've got a giant Sprite Dragon as well. Comes a Triome. So that's a Jeskai Triome. This is a 4-colored deck so far. Which probably means like Brim to Light, Scape Shift, something like that. Chalice of the Void on 1. Okay. That's wrong. I shouldn't play that land yet. I might get a land I want to exile with Expressive Iteration. So I probably just screwed myself over. Light up the stage to hand here, and then we do lose out on a land, but it doesn't really matter. Top the Sprite Dragon. It's a card with CMC of 2. Yep. Attack 4/7. Alright. Well, this is going well so far. And, you know, we do have just lethal on board. Opponent can play an Omnath here, and that doesn't really do very much. We're just killing the air at that point. I could also Lightning Bolt or Path to Exile. That gets countered by Chalice, so it would have to be Lightning Helix. Or potentially Kaya's Guile if they make it to black mana. Opponent concedes. They don't want to show any more. Fair enough. I like the idea of Ether Gust in this matchup. Cleansing Wildfire seems okay as well. Main deck Chalice is interesting, so we definitely need the Abrade. So I think the automatic cuts you look to do are probably Mutagenic Growth and Opt in a lot of matchups like this. I think I mostly like all my 2 mana spells. Removing the Ops could like land screw us a little bit as well. Don't forget you can still trigger Prowess and pay the alternate cost on Light Up. Yeah, I realized that I could do that. Thanks for the heads up though. Yeah, I know I can still get the Prowess trigger, and I can play Light Up the Stage for its speculate cost. It's fine. So Stormwing just like gonna get remanded or something? I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overvaluing Cleansing Wildfire. We could look to minus like a Light Up the Stage or Explosive Iteration. I might remove 1 Explosive Iteration. I think Light Up the Stage is going to be easier to trigger early game. No landers. Let's go. Opponent keeping their 7. Sure, so we can keep this one. We have to bottom a card. We can bottom 1 Abrade. Everything else pretty much plays itself though. Alright, so we'll lead on the Steam Vents here. There's actually a chance that I want to draw 1 more land. Do you opt because of the coincidental Chalice hate? I mean, I just don't want to interrupt the Prowess deck synergies. That's why I'm cutting opt here. I think like we're way too likely to disrupt our own synergies if we don't go for what we go for. I think I just want to attack with Soulscour Mage here and then play a second main Sprite Dragon, as odd as that sounds. I think he's probably holding up removal. This sort of represents Light Up the Stage. I probably want to leave like Spire Bluff Canal in hand though if I go for this line. See if he's got Remand, a Mana Leak, something of that nature. Yeah, like if you look at our other effects, we're either cutting Lightning Bolt, Lava Dart, our creatures, or like Mana Morphos, and like really don't like any of that. Alright, so there's the Mana Leak. Sure, whatever. It happens. It's fine. He might have the Anger. If he had the Anger, he wouldn't have played the Mana Leak. He's actually stopping and thinking. My assumption would be like he would also have something like Teferi in his deck. Okay, you're just right. I don't know why he played it that way. He just wasted a Mana Leak. I wasn't going to deal damage with that Sprite Dragon anyway. Very odd. Alright, so we can start attacking, get that 2 damage in. 15-second stream delay, raging. I might be able to reduce that to less, man. Dryad of Elysian Grove. Sure. I was right about that scape shift thing. Plays out double land, lol. It was bad. Yeah, all you have to do is like be slow at typing like what I am, and then it doesn't matter that you've got such a delay. Alright, well there's the Celestial Purge. Here's the Swift Spear. Kill this thing. Apparently I need to reselect everything. Why is this not working, man? Jeez, I had to click that like 4 times. Oh wait, I don't need to do it like that. That's fine. I'll sack the tapped one. Alright, so that's a lot of work to get 3 points of damage in on our opponent, and we've now used all our resources. I have a feeling like we're losing this one and it has to go to a game 3. Chalice on 1. I think Chalice on 2 is better, by the way, here. Even if that gets our Swift Spear in that spot. I'm pretty sure I have more cards with CMC of 2 in this deck. Alright, so sideboarded out 7 cards with CMC of 1. That puts me to 15. I naturally have 12 CMC at 2. And then I brought in a Braid and Ether Gust. So that's an extra 5. And 2 Cleansing Wildfire. That's another 7. So yeah. That and like if he puts Chalice on 2, I guess it stops his mana leaks and his Ren and 6s and things like that. But it stops my Braids from hitting his Chalice as well, which seems like it could be an important thing. Dart is 2 spells in 1 though. Yeah. I suppose so. That's something to consider. Looks like Omnath or Bring to Light. I think like Bring to Light can only really get Omnath here. It can't Scape Shift. So he needs to make a land drop and start gaining life, and we need to somehow answer this, which is probably going to be very difficult. We probably need Ether Gust to get rid of this thing. Alright, cool. We'll concede that one there and move to the next game. So sideboarding wise, anything we want to change? I mean, we probably bring back in Expressive Iteration. I don't really think I like Cleansing Wildfire. That just sort of felt bad there. Bring back in our Stormwing. I think this is all fine. I can't see a world where I take out any of those 1-drops that I have though. Alright, this hand looks reasonable. It's maybe a little bit slow. Because we don't have a turn 1 creature, and if they kill a Sprite Dragon, we could be in trouble. Could always look to hold up Ether Gust for Ren and 6 though. Are they ever tapping out into that spot though? Is this just a mulligan? This feels really awkward. What do you reckon, John? So yeah, anyone watching, we're versing an Bring to Light Omnath deck with Dryad of Lycian Grove / probably Scape Shift. I think I actually mulligan this one on the play. It just feels a bit slow. Alright. Well, our other hand was sort of maybe potentially a little bit better, but I think we keep this one now. I ditched the Fiery Islet in this spot, I think. The fact we have like Expressive Iteration, light up the stages to go the distance is kind of nice. We probably don't want to turn to the expressive iteration though. Just because we only get one card from it as opposed to two or more. Maybe like this is a little too heavy on the land draw effects, on the card draw effects, but... Forest and Plains. Chalice? Chalice is the only thing that makes sense here. Wow, Chalice on turn 2, 3 games in a row, man. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. I'm an idiot. I shouldn't be playing that land. It's like the second or third time I've done that this league, where I've played the land and I'm intending to play expressive iteration. Now, if I don't draw like a 1 mana spell, I just lose the effect. But even if I do draw a 1 mana spell, it's like it feels bad. Alright, so bottom can be mountain. Swiftspear can go to exile. So yeah, I should have like an extra mountain here than what I have. Alright, we'll attack. Then we get our light up the stage for its speculates cost. Soulscour Mage Foothills. Fuck. Working pretty hard on these ones. Sprite Dragon's big though, so I like that side of things. Out of range of Anger of the Gods opponent. What's she gonna do now? Anger plus Ronin 6. Rip. This looks like he's about to play a Heliod. Comes the Valakut. Alright, well we probably need to get towards ending things soon-ish. Given everything that's going on. Can lose like our Soulscour Mage to Chalice of the Void, and that's just not very good. Can Prowess trigger off the Lightning Bolt, which is a bit better, but we're going to have to second main the light up the stage again. I like going in for damage off the bolt though. Still gets 2 damage through. 4-color Heliod. Like, 4-color Heliod is a legit thing that people do. They sometimes have 5 mana as well. It's like the Niv to Light deck, but they replace stuff with the Scapeshift package instead. Alright, we hit 2 good cards there. Metamorphose and Stormwing. We have a lot of damage in the next turn. I think our opponent can technically Scapeshift off here and kill us. Why not shock for 1 light up? And then what's like the follow-up? Because like I played out all my lands. I played Sprite Dragon into Bolt Trigger and light up the stage. If I 3 mana cast the light up the stage, I can't cast the Sprite Dragon in that spot. Opponent Growth Spiral. I think if he is spending the turn doing Growth Spiral, we're probably okay. He could play another land and go Scapeshift, and then we're just dead though. Oh, we're so close to killing him too. Turn 1. Why not shock for turn 1 light up? I can't cast light up the stage on turn 1. Because my opponent hasn't taken damage for Speculate. Speculate isn't any player taking damage, it's an opponent taking damage. So you may cast a spell for its Speculate cost rather than its mana cost if an opponent lost life this turn. That's not going to happen in that spot. Alright, well we just lose all our creatures. That's super unfortunate. We sort of needed like an Ether Gust here for this Dryad of Lycian Grove. Yeah. It's pretty important wording. Alright, well, Expressive Iteration to kick things off. Hopefully this resolves. He's probably going to go and like counter the important spell. It feels like he's got counter magic here. I don't think Expressive Iteration is important enough. Metamorphose on top. Wooded Foothills. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I exiled the wrong card. I'm a peanut. Put one of them into my hand. Oh, can I undo that? Really? Put one of them on the bottom of my library. So lightning bolt on the bottom. Exile 1. Wait, did I just somehow lose my Manamorphose then? That was just very bizarre. Okay, whatever. For some reason, the Manamorphose didn't go to hand at all then. Big Pogs. I like pretend something with getting my blue mana. I don't know. Cool. Alright, we pretty much lose from here. One card left in our opponent's hand. All his lands are lightning bolts to the face though, so we're probably taking like 5 to 8 damage a turn at this point. Scape Shift. Feels like a Scape Shift. Oh, wait. Tap the wrong mana. Alright, we'll tap the right one. Look to shuffle this now. I guess technically we can draw out of things. Guess we'll really put this deck to the test and see what it's made of. We should have like one extra Manamorphose in hand here and be a card deeper and things like that. The way my opponent hesitated there made it sort of feel like he's got a mana leak in hand. Fucking has another Dryad of Lycian Grove. Yeah, no worries. That's terrible. He's bricked on land as well, so his cards in hand are active. Would like to see a Sprite Dragon here. He's got Windswept Heath instant speed though. I think we're just doomed. Alright, that one's over. It's like very weird on the Manamorphose there. I'm happy that it let me undo when I did the wrong click. But yeah, for some reason I clicked on Manamorphose to put it to hand and it just didn't work. Very odd stuff. Still, the deck feels strong. It sort of maybe feels a little bit slow to me. And like, I want more removal spells for creature matchups because sometimes it's hard to attack in these creature matchups. Or maybe like Gut Shot to enable some like early speculate. Alright, so here we are for match number 4 versus Mordax 88. We won the Durrell, we're on the play. Hand is definitely a keep. Triple creature, that is the stuff dreams are made of for Prowess. And guess we can like slow roll a bit of this stuff. Maybe it's like better to play the Soulscale Mage there out there actually. Yeah. I think I actually like Soulscale Mage there slightly better. Alright, opponent also on Prowess. So Soulscale Mage is actually really good for us here, and we draw another Lava Dart. I'm actually gonna blow up my lands here. So I'm gonna Soulscale Mage here. Lava Dart the Swift Spear. Always yield, always yield. Flashback Lava Dart. And he can like stop this, but then it's just going to die at the end of the turn anyway. So I've taken myself down to 1 land, which is a little bit risky, but I've also got the board state right now. Says my opponent's also 2-1. Interesting stuff. Alright, looks like they have the Sprite Dragon. Alright, so I like attack here and post-combat light up the stage. It only really backfires properly if we don't draw land. I think the upside's pretty high though. Excellent. Alright, so we'll go for the lava dart here. He could have mutagenic growth, but he will lose 2 points of damage if he does it that way. The neg counter and the plus counter he gets from casting mutagenic growth will cancel each other out though, so we'll be left with a 1-1 by the time he untaps. Cool. Guess if he looks to cast a spell, I can lava dart in response, but I'm also getting close to just killing him. I kind of want my mountain for when I untap as well. Cast a second Sprite Dragon. Okay, that's fine. Now I kind of want to kill his Sprite Dragon. Do I just have lethal next turn? Let's see, we've got 4, 8, 9, 10. We're 1 off lethal next turn. It's pretty darn close. I don't see what use lava dart's going to be, but I can't really afford to tempo myself, I don't think either. If we play the Sprite, if we hit land and play Sprite Dragon plus Bolt Lava Dart, I think it's more damage than if we play the Opt. See if he attacks with both creatures. You might want to go defensive soon. Okay, he is going offensively. Alright, well this is just as good as a land for Sprite Dragon at this point. So it looks like we're going to get the game 1 in the mirror, which I'm definitely happy about. Alright, let's see how low we take them. Neg 2. Let's go. Prowess is OP. So in the mirror match, we probably want all our creature removal. We probably want our Ether Gusts. Our Kozilek's returns seem sort of like 50-50. I guess they could be okay, but they might also be weak. I actually like mutagenic growth here in the mirror. I don't really like Opt. I think we're just going to remove that. We're still 4 cards over. So the question becomes what to remove after that. I think being on the draw, maybe we want to look to trim on either Light Up the Stage or Expressive Iteration. Expressive Iteration is good, but it's not. It's like a good card to draw. It's not as good in your starting hand. I think we can probably remove 2, 1, 2 of each. Okay, we'll run the split. It's possible I'm supposed to leave Kozilek's return out. Just if he is like loaded on 1-drops, Kozilek's really good. So this like takes the control route. We only have 1 land though. Opponent keeping 7. I think we can do better. We need like at least a 2-lander if we keep this hand. Okay, so 1 lander with Lava Dart, Abrade, Ether Gust, Stormwing, Kozilek. This is like much the same. I think we keep it. I don't really like going down too much lower here. I'm gonna get rid of the Kozilek's return in this spot. I think trading, like we've got 3 to 4 creature removal spells in this hand here. I think that's good enough. And then, like, we should eventually draw a creature as well. So we just need to, like, hit our land drop, basically. Here comes a Swift Spear. Hit a 1-drop. I mean, this is, like, just getting killed, but we kind of also have to play it as well. I just realized with the Ether Gust, I thought it was a shuffle effect in my head for some reason. We actually just let our opponent put it straight back on top and replay it. So we should have done it during his draw step or his end step or something, and Ether Gusted it away then. So yeah, that was like completely idiotic from me. Cool. Never lucky. Rip. One like, one prayer, chat. Surprised someone in chat didn't pull me up on like Ether Gust and doing everything wrong. Sprite Dragon. Go for that mutagenic growth as well, opponent. Come on, you know you want to. Looks like he is considering attacking and triggering a light up the stage instead. Right. Okay, well, we still don't hit land. I'm going to concede here. Opponent missed a land drop, but, like, we are literally just full of everything we don't want. Alright, so now that we're on the play, I think I, like, light up the stage a bit more. Not sure how I'm feeling about Ether Gust here. It felt like it was sort of awkward, that game. Do we want the Kozilek's return in the mirror match here? Maybe not. Might just remove them. Like, it's great against the 1-mana creatures, but against the 2 flying creatures, they're usually just going to be big enough, and it's not going to matter. Sound looks really good. I'm going to keep. Opponent keeping 7. No. Yeah, opponent keeping 7. Cool. Alright, so we can kick things off with a mountain. And we'll see if our opponent wants to go for a creature here or killing our creature. I think he has to kill our creature, or else like he's just never in a good spot to play his own, because he's always playing a turn behind at that point. Well, we got all the removal now. I like take the 1 damage and look to kill at end step. Alright, looks like we're just trading resources back and forth a little bit. I think like that lightning bolt for our opponent's a little bit risky though, because if we have mutagenic growth, we just blow them out pretty hard. Well, unfortunately though, we're just drawing lands. Alright, opponent with the expressive iteration. They're starting the card advantage cycle here. I've actually cited 2 of those cards out, so I wonder how many my opponents kept in. Guess like I don't have much of a reason to cast Lightning Bolt here yet. I might draw a Prowess creature and we'll want to play it during our turn. Or we just like don't draw a Prowess creature. Alright, I'll cast the Abrade in this spot. Mana efficiency wise, it's the best thing to do. Mutagenic growth. Sure. So he loses out on 3 damage because of that. And we just can't Lava Dart. Maybe I'm supposed to Lightning Bolt plus Lava Dart and then I have a flashback Lava Dart option. The difference is someone is putting creatures on the board and the other person is not. Oh god damn it, Metamorphose as well. Alright, we are like super behind now. Gonna have to see some bottoms off of this Stormwing entity. Oh no, he's kept one on top. Unlucky guys. Finally. It really is about time, honestly. Lightning Bolt. Opponent Lightning Bolt targets us. Sure. Flashback Lava Dart. We'll see how many more spells he's got here. Speculate, I'll light up the stage. We know he did top 1 card. Cool. Lightning Bolt. Awesome. Well, we actually drew out of that really well. A little bit clutch with the light up the stage there. Otherwise, we were in trouble. He probably has a removal spell for this Stormwing. And we are getting attacked in this spot. Lightning Bolt is creature. Good, good. Alright, play our Stormwing. Get our Scries. Alright, it's all coming together. We kind of want to top both these cards. Is there a particular one we want on top more? Probably like Stormwing Entity, right? Or maybe Expressive Iteration, because we could hit land, Stormwing. Alright, so we'll put Stormwing on top first and Expressive Iteration on top of that again. If our opponent goes for a Lightning Bolt, we can Lava Dart them to trigger Prowess and save our Stormwing from 1 burn spell. There's one in the graveyard here for us. It would tear apart our land, but that's also fine. Okay, so that's interesting. I think like Stormwing is probably just going to be better than Sprite Dragon here. We'll put Sprite Dragon on the bottom. Soulscar Mage to hand, to exile. We now get to attack. And we'll play Soulscale second main. Alright. That's how you go from no prowess creatures to 3. Let's go. Opponent with their own expressive iteration. Their second one of the game. Finds Lava Dart into the exile. Sure. I think this is fine. We still have a Soulscale Mage, so it's all good. Opponent 1 Lava Dart in the grave. We draw another Lava Dart. Jesus, they're coming out our ears at the moment. Alright, well, opponent's going to be sucking back some Lava Darts here. We actually have another one in hand. So we'll go ahead and flash our Lava Dart back from the graveyard. He's got one more that he can flash back here potentially. Now we can flash this one back. Sure. How many Lava Darts are in his grave quickly? Let's just expand this. I don't want to miss anything. 1 Lava Dart in the grave. Sure. So we just don't ever lose out from doing this. Opponent concedes. Cool. Alright, great win. In the mirror. I think that's my first time playing. No. I did play this deck once before, and I did play the mirror and that and got absolutely destroyed. So I guess either we're playing the matchup better or I'm getting luckier. I mean, that light up the stage was pretty lucky. Went off pretty hard. Yeah, we're going to get one more league in here, guys. One more match, sorry. This is going to be the last match of the league, so make sure you stick around and see how we go. Alright. Here we are, match number 5. Can we get the 4-1? That's a pretty big question here. We lost the die roll this time. It's not the best start. So my opponent is currently 3-1 as well. Last seen playing Burn 5 days ago. Okay. Well, I think Burn is slightly favored in this matchup. This is a good hand, though. We're going to keep. We don't have, like, creature burn. They start spending their burn spells on our creatures. Unless they have their own creatures, then we're probably fine. Looks like a Gobby Guide. Swift Spear. Okay, that's fine. Draw a Sprite Dragon. Sure. Let's play out our Mage. Pass a turn. I thought like Boros Burn was in a bad spot at the moment, but guess we could be wrong with that assumption. Rift Bolt suspended. So we did, like, really don't take that much damage there. Opponent down to 2 cards in hand too. Okay, so we at least hit a land for next turn. That's really good. Let's Sprite Dragon, and now we can just attack. So Riftbolt's probably going to target Sprite Dragon at this point, which I'm okay with, because the more that goes to my creatures, the less damage is going to face. So yeah. I played this matchup from the Boros perspective, and if you just ignore the creatures and shoot face, if you're on the play, you usually win. Another Rift's Bolt suspended. Sure. And there's the Lightning Helix. Alright. So, like, if he hits his Eidolon in the Great Revel as well, like, he's obviously pretty favored. Fuck, this is, like, so slow, man. We'll put one... Like, also super close to dead. Do I just, like, Lava Dart, Flashback Lava Dart? I didn't see that I drew that card. I kind of think I have to, and then we just lose the Swift Spear. It's a shame we did it this way, though. I did not see myself drawing the Lava Dart that game, or this game. Alright, so we're taking 3 to face, and hopefully he breaks after that. Boros Charm. Alright, Lava Spike. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. So we can't ever activate this Fiery Islet again. That's kind of annoying. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the burn spell for the Swift Spear. So I got to deal like 6 or 8 points of damage for free. His life totals aren't normally this close. Alright, just another 16 points, little Swift Spear. Let's keep it going, buddy. Opponent with the Wooded Foothills. Wait. Is he holding it in hand? Oh, he was holding Searing Blaze that whole time. Cool. Gotcha. Gotcha. Alright, so we are going to want our Abrades here. We are going to want our Ether Gusts. And Kozilek's Return is probably too much. Dispel's going to be really good, though. I kind of like Mutagenic Growth this matchup. I'm not in love with Opt. I don't know how I feel about Lava Dart in this matchup because it doesn't really kill many of their creatures. And I'm not going to be expecting to attack with more than one. So I think its damage might just be subpar. Maybe I'm reading the whole situation wrong, but that's just the impression I'm getting. Guess we probably don't want to remove all of them. Maybe we can just like trim here. Something like that. I don't know. Let's go with that. So our lands were like dealing damage to us as well. Alright, so game 2. Nope. Yeah, we'll keep this one. This is better than the first hand. We got Mutagenic Growth, which is nice. I wonder if anyone's ever tried just splashing like a 1 Stomping Ground, just so like if you've got a heavy number of Mutagenic Growths that you like can pay for it using mana. I imagine someone's tried it, but obviously it's not the optimal thing. No burn matchup. I think it would be nice though. Alright. We get to feel good about our mutagenetic growth. Alright, John, time to put you in your pocket and head to work. Alright, man. Have a safe trip. Might see you when you make your way back. Just before you start or something. Have a good day at work in any case, man. Find Sprite Dragon. That's a good find. So we're like getting towards the position where we can Stormwing Entity. Obviously, because we used mutagenic growth to save our creature, we weren't in a position to Stormwing this turn. I might like slow skip through in case like he tries to suss what I've got in my hand. Okay, just goes for the Lightning Helix and gets it off. Alright, we'll keep committing these creatures to the board. Our opponent has got none so far. And I want to keep this Lightning Bolt in hand to enable Stormwing Entity. Core Firewalker. Oh, that's right. That's why you bring in Kozilek's Return in this matchup, is the Core Firewalkers here. You fucking kidding me, man? Jesus, this guy's got some nut stuff going on right now. Land? For the love of God, fucking hell deck. If we had like Stomp as well, we'd be able to maybe attack our opponent, make them block, and then we can make them lose protection from red. And we can get rid of Core Firewalker that way, but without Stomp we can't do that. What's he tapping 3 mana for? Hardcast Riftbolt. Alright, the slow and steady decline here. Also, like, Core Firewalker, I've played Boros list before, and it's not that free. Double white is not the easiest thing to come by. This is shit, man. What is this garbage? I just want to make my land drop so I can play something that's not shit. Like... Alright, Goblin Guide. Lucky Goblin Guide. Give us our land, my friend. You're fucking kidding me, man. Do damage to our own Soulscale Mage. Aye, aye, aye. What an uneventful game. Like, I just can't cast my spells. I can't be efficient. Can't do anything here. All revolves around making that third land drop. Fuck, man. We'll get the attack trigger and then we'll put it on top of his library. The opponent knows that we have the Abrade too. Alright, let's kill the guide. Aethergust is like better at protecting our stuff. Looks like my opponent's just also holding burn spells in hand to deal with our creatures so we don't go too hectic and crazy. Alright, well this is probably way too little, way too late. But I will try. I'll let him have that deflecting palm. He's actually better off redirecting the lightning bolt there, man. Fuck me, what is this rubbish? Alright, have you got the burn spell? Because I know I can't protect my creature if you do. Searing Blaze, here it comes. He's been holding it this whole time. He's been holding the land, I mean. Probably the Searing Blaze too. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you don't curve out. I also sideboarded, like, wrong as well. Fucking core Firewalker, dude. Oh, well, we still go, like, 2 and 3. So that's pretty decent, guys. And let's have a talk about what I thought about the deck. Alright, so as far as I was concerned with the deck, I think, like, because I net decked this list, and I think mostly it did pretty well. I think I could see an extra argument for like an extra mutagenic growth in here. I'm not really sure what people are trimming on at the moment now that they're using expressive iteration. It's possible we only want 3 of these because it's a really bad turn 2 play. It's not like Manamorphose where you can just play it and then play a creature afterwards. I think this is like extremely powerful, but it can be awkward, right? I like the idea of protecting my 1-drops in these lightning bolt matchups. I think that's an absolute game changer when it comes off. And obviously it also enables Stormwing Entity without Manamorphose, a turn 2 Stormwing Entity. So yeah, I think the first change I would make is adding a 3rd mutagenic growth to the deck. I think I'll probably like do something to the sideboard as well for next time I play. I liked the deck this time. I think I'll play it again. So the cards I can see cutting are just like either Opt or Expressive Iteration there. There's really nothing else that you would cut in my opinion. I think like I'll just try 3 Expressive Iteration, and if the card changes my mind I can always up it to 4, but people always say like when you're playtesting a new card, start at 4 and then like reduce it by 1, and like that's how you learn how good the card is in the deck, right? Sideboard wise, we've got like these braids in here for Chalice decks. We didn't really verse Titan. Like I feel like Aethergust would be better against Titan. We versed that one Scapeshift deck, the 4-color Scapeshift deck. I think realistically we probably want another Kozilek's Return in here. In the sideboard. And Cleansing Wildfire is probably just greedy. We can probably go something like that. Maybe we can cut the relics for something else as well, but yeah, I think something like that is what I'd be happy running next time I play the deck. Anyway, guys, I will be ending the stream there. Thank you all so much for coming and joining, watching. I'm going to be jumping off and heading to bed and all of that. I hope you enjoyed the show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers, guys.